Alright, here we go. Hello everyone and welcome to the 7th round of the weekend night racing in League 1. My name is Katie1997, back at the commentary booth once again for today's race. Today we are going to be racing at quite possibly one of the most well-known racetracks in all of the F1 calendar in North America. And we are in Montreal, Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, of course named after the legendary driver Gilles Villeneuve, one of the most famous Canadian drivers in F1 history. But today, though, the track is going to be, obviously, it's a tricky customer, in my opinion. It's not my favorite track, particularly, especially for someone who's a pad user like myself. I don't really enjoy the track that much, but that's just me. But looks like it's going to be a dry session, so that's also good news. I mostly like it when it's wet, though. I like it when it's wet, but in the dry, I'm just not that good around here. But anyway, should be an interesting one. Hopefully no one invalidates too many laps during qualifying. Should be an interesting session overall, but I'll go over the standings real quickly for the drivers and constructors. After last week's I've witnessed Angelic Muller, I think he was, I guess he must have changed his PSN, because I don't think I've ever seen that name. I'm guessing that's FaZe Bailey. Currently, well, actually, not currently. He won last week in China. Leading the points right now is Baseman, who finished second last week in China. He took over Young Tommy for the points lead, who is 11 points behind Baseman at the moment. The guy that finished the third was his teammate, Max, who's right now in fourth. Fifth, sorry. Yeah, so right now Baseman has the total of 85 points. Young Tommy 74. Dylan right now is in third in the points with 64. Angelique Merkel with 53, and Mez Max with 49. And there you go. Let's see. Alright, let's follow along with Mr. Dylan right here, or Delana 96. So yeah, this track has 14 corners. It's 2.7 miles long as he goes into the tight bends of turns 1 and 2. You gotta keep visiting the tight curves as much as you can, and then flick the throttle on for a good exit. Into the trickiest bit, the chicanes, turn 3 and 4. Make sure you don't hit the outside wall. Into the end of the first sector. Into the tricky bit of turns 6 and 7. 6 and 7. Going down one of the 3 DRS zones into another chicane. Now, this track, I would say, is mostly filled with probably the most chicanes out of any short track I've seen so far. Into now the hairpin of turn 10. Mostly you want to keep it to the second. Sometimes I keep it to third even. As a pad user, just to get a good exit. And down the second straight, that's also called the Casino Straight. And you see K-Wire has a 114 to kick it off. As they go through the wall champions, that's a significant area they have to keep an eye on as well. Trust in the line does a 110.2. And that was on the medium tire. Chronicalistic did a 110.3 on the medium tire as well. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of different strategies play off, of course. We are going to see 2 stops here in Canada, but depending on what the tire strategy will be, I see some of them will be on the mediums, and probably the majority of them will be on the softs. we'll see how that goes. Here comes the Maniac. About to cross the line. I'm sure that time's not very good and realistic to his pace. It's 1:17.8 for his time at the moment. Pixter's 17. That's another driver I have not seen ever before. In the Haas. I guess it's validated. We'll do the lap again. Here comes Starburst, 94, crossing the line to the 1:10.1. So that puts him up to provisional pole, but only by half a tenth on Dylan, who did his time there on the medium tire. So, still got some work to do, still got some improvement to do. And here comes young Tommy. He had a bit of a shocker race last week, looking to make up, get back up into the points lead after having that shocking race in China last week. So, let's see what he does here as he goes to the Wall of Champions. And about to cross the line in Thomas' time and does it 1:09.8. So that's the first driver to cross into the 1:09s. Yeah, for pole, I'm going to be assuming that these drivers are going to be somewhere into the low 109s, maybe even the high 108s we might see here. That also wouldn't surprise me as well. Here comes Goonan across the finish line right about now, right behind his teammate to do a 1:25.2, even though that lap wasn't validated, I'm guessing. Took Haywire, there's been on 3 laps on those safe soft tire, so I'm guessing he's probably just sandbagging a little bit, maybe just to you know, just get a little bit of flow of the track. And Angelic Miller goes up to second with a 1:09.9, so that puts him up into nearly a tenth off of young Tommy. Gunnar 42.7 in the middle second. We'll see what he does in just a little bit. Maniac comes to the pit lane, obviously to get out of his tires. Has to follow on with Gunnar then since he is the closest one. Down the Casino Straight towards the Wall of Champions with the DRS open. And a little bit of contact there with the Wall of Champions there, but it looks like to be a 1:11, and it is a 1:11.6. So not too bad. It puts him up into 7th place, just out of his teammate. Now it kept Shatters. That's a bit of a lag spike there from him. Or at least that's what I think it is on my end. Oh, looks like Pictures is going on pole with a 1:09.2 on 4-lap-old softs. Alright, interesting. Of course, they managed to carry on that lap, especially on those softs. Hopefully they don't kill him too badly in the race. And I think Shatters just did his lap as well. Did a... Oh, wait. Never mind. I take that back. He went to the pits. Vintage is coming as well. It looks like it's starting to become more of a quiet track at the moment. As you see the Ferrari of Gunnar going through in the background. And just getting past him. Alright, then, so... Once we get pop in the comment section. So I can keep myself a little bit busy with that as well. Shadows got kicked in the middle of a lap, he said. Yeah, okay, that's a bit of a doozy. That's a big F. Oh, looks like Basement. Oh, I did not catch that. Apparently, Basement just got into pole position with a 1:09 flat on 3-lap-old softs. Again, I hope that doesn't affect him too much in the race, but that's a lot of laps though on a soft tire, and especially around this track. Thing is, though, is that you do that many laps on the soft around here, that's going to, those tires are going to fall off right at the start dramatically. Top two on one on 3 lap old softs, the other one on 4 lap old softs. It's a very interesting call. And yeah, we still have a lot of time left, 8.5 minutes left in the qualifying session. See what we can find. We'll follow, let's see. Let's see Alpha Tower there. That's Dylan. That is invalidated. So Captain Fitty just got up. Yep. 109.6. So that's the front runner right now on the medium tire. So that's a good lap there by the Williams driver. And now following along that will be Scorpa in the Mercedes-Benz. The pole time right now is a 109.0. The front runner on the mediums, Captain Finney did that time of 109.6 on the mediums. Let's see if he can follow that along. And 110.9 is the time. So that puts him into 9th place. Here comes Menace Max across the line, 109.4 on the medium tire. So now he's the front runner on the mediums and puts him to 3rd place. Love that. My controller having its issue again. Apologies there for the... love that. Okay. Let's see here. Who can we find? Oh, I think we got Shadow's doing a lap. Oh, no, he's an outlet. Apologies if I keep doing this. Apparently, my controller is a bit wonky at the moment, so that I'm gonna make an apology there in advance. Anyway, here comes Menace Max through the wall of Championship chicane to cross the line now. Does a 1:13.6. So he probably was just on a cool down lap. Yep, that's what he was on. So he's gonna do another lap again. Yeah, which you can do. Especially on the mains, it won't affect it too. Why is Angelique Roller on inters? Oh, please don't let this happen again, guys. Come on. Not with these. Not with these. Please. Shatter's 111.5. But why? Why are you on the intermediates? Oh, dearie me. Oh, wait. I just realized who this person actually is. It's Hugh Janice. Oh, right. Yeah, that's the bug that was on those intermediate tires during qualifying in China. I just remembered that. Yeah, that's what I think. Yep, I was just saying that, Cryptic. I think that is. Oh, dear. Well, I mean, he hasn't affected it, which is good, but, I mean, I don't understand why he does a lap on the inters. Doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, Adventures comes into the pits. He could have done his lap there. I think he would have improved slightly. Bearded Dave's up by 3/10. Into the hairpin. Oh, I think he might have overshot the hairpin just a little bit. Just a little bit there, but he's doing okay. He almost forgot at one point to open DRS as soon as he crossed the DRS detection line. And looks like he abandoned his lap, so he's going to the pits. I'm going to make a quick adjustment of the setting real quick here. Turn off these notifications. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that's something you don't usually see. Also to mention, I forgot to mention, Jake Bradfield is out of qualifying. Obviously, he'll start from the very back of the grid. Typically does that every time he's in races like this. Scopa up by half a second in the first sector, so might keep an eye on him as he's doing that on the soft tire. Fixtures, I guess, probably while I was sorting my stuff out, did a 108.7 on the soft tire, so he's up into the 108s already. And here comes Scopa around the hairpin. See what the time will be. Right on board with him down the straight with the DRS open. Gunnar has retired from the. Oh no, he abandoned his lap. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me about that, Vincent. Yeah, I figured that's why. I just didn't mention it, but yeah, I know that anytime Bradfield or Cryptic Alibi is usually in here, they usually start from the very back. Yeah, so thanks for reminding me about that, in case if I didn't mention it. Looks like Starburst improved his time there, 109.8. I think. Unless he's doing a lab, I'm not entirely sure. I love this controller, how it's on the fritz right now, especially during qualifying. Yeah, sometimes I have a little bit issues with my charging plug. It's sometimes doesn't like charge it properly, so that's why you see a lot of pop-up messages about my controller battery being low. So apologies for that. But crossing the line, Swanshanks 110.5 is what he does in the Mercedes-Benz. And Peter Davis validated his lap. It looks like he validated this and the next one, because he also validated this one as well. Guess he might have cut the wall of champions or something to do that. Starburst crossing the line hasn't validated his lap. He would have been a 109.6, so that would have put him up into ahead of his teammate. And I think we might be towards the end of qualifying, but we have Dylan on the lap. He's not improved that first sector, but he needs to get into a 108.7 if he wants to be on provisional pole. Needs to gain over half a second. And oh, just avoiding the car of Angelique Muller there, who crashed at the second chicane. He's up now by nearly a tenth. If he can execute the wall of champions, he could potentially go into second. To the wall of champions chicane. I think he took that all right. About to cross the line now. Does a 109.4. So he just rubbed the wall, I'm guessing, there at the wall of champions. So did not improve his time, but there's your pole sitter now. Pixters in the Haas has gotten pole position. I'm not sure if he's a reserve driver or what his status is about him, but well done to him. A 108.7, just like I thought it would be. Provisional pole for qualifying. But those 3-lap-old softs are going to be interesting to see with Baseman. Oh no, he actually is a League 1 driver. Huh. Actually, maybe I just never, I don't know if I ever noticed it or if I don't know. I just never seen his name before. Oh yeah, well done. Okay, yeah, he is brand new. I'm just looking at the standings now. But okay, there you go. There's your standings after qualifying. Pixar's on pole position, so really good time by the Haas driver. Baseman in second, Dylan in third, Menace Max in fourth. Captain Infinity in fifth, Starburst in sixth, Young Tommy in seventh, Angelique Muller in eighth, Chronic Ballista in ninth, Swanshanks in 10th, Scorpa in 11th, Maniac in 12th, Vintage in 13th, and Shatters in 14th. We'll go through the rest of the grid once everything gets settled out. But yeah, I'm guessing that Angelique Muller. What was he? Was he? Hugh Janis? I'm just trying to remember. He must have taken over for Sweet MJP, who was in that McLaren. I'm just really trying to remember. I remember he was. What was he in the car last week? I think it was in the Haas, I want to say. Yeah, but anyway, now we get the formation lap going, so we're going to be doing 35 laps around Montreal, and we will go through the order one more time. We'll get the telemetry up here for you, of course. So, Pixar's on pole position. We'll start off at the front row and start on the soft tire. Baseman, who qualified in second on 3-lap-old softs, will start in second place. Dylan in third. Menace Max, the front runner on the medium tire, on a different strategy to his teammate, will start in fourth. Captain Infinity in fifth in the medium tire as well. Starburst behind him, his teammate on the soft tire. Young Tommy in seventh in the mediums. Angelique Muller also in the mediums in eighth. Ballistic also on the mediums. Swanshank rounds off the top 10 on the mediums. And then Scorpa, his team behind him, also on the same strategy, is on the mediums. Maniac in 12th on the mediums. Vintage in 12th on the 13th on the softs. Shatters his teammate behind on the mediums. And then Peter Dave in 15th on the soft tire. Gooners on the soft tire. Haywire, his teammate behind him on the softs. And then Jake Bradfield rounds it off in the back and the medium tire for McLaren. And to keep in mind too, he did not qualify either. Bailey, just because he also is a championship driver, so anyone that's a tier above someone in the reserving has to start from the very back. But there you go. That is your order for the from qualifying, and now on to the race. As soon as excuse me, as everyone gets lined up on their grid slots, we shall get going and get underway. I'm excited. It's probably going to be a bit of a penalty fest as well, because Canada, I know, is well known for getting a lot of penalties. I would be the guilty party of racking up so many as well. But here we go. 5 red lights ahead of the drivers here in Montreal, and it's lights out and away we go. And it looks like Pixar's had a pretty decent start off the line, but Dylan got a much better start off the line too. out into turn 1. He's into second place and into turn 2. What a brilliant start by the AlphaTauri. Getting pretty much ahead of everyone. And look, oh, there's a big crash at the back. It's a Mercedes. Swanshanks has crashed into the wall before the turn 4. And oh wait, we got more, I think. Mark Ballistic has lost some positions, I think. Got into some sort of an incident, but Pixar's had a pretty decent start on the line. Good start to his debut, but Dylan had a much better start as well. Moving up into second place, but I don't think that's going to last very long. Here comes Baseman on the inside into the hairpin. He's going to, oh, there's an accident. It's a Ferrari. It's YouTube Haywire, who's lost his front wing as well. And will have to go back into the pits as well. So that's not a good start for the Ferrari. Dylan on all side with Baseman, side by side as they go into the Wall of Champions. That's a brilliant move there by the AlphaTauri. Gets ahead of him. Fixers leads the first lap. 0.7 of a second separate 1 and 2 at the moment. And it looks like Haywire is still having more issues. And oh, now he's left the session on track. That's not a good way to start up the race for him. And DR is obviously not enabled just quite yet. That'll be enabled as soon as lap 3 comes along. And it looks like Captain Finney has moved up to 4th place now. And there's your first penalty already, a 3-second time penalty for Chronic Ballistic for multiple warnings after the first 2 laps. And there's your strategy from AWS. Soft runners, that the game thinks it'll be soft, medium. If you're on the mediums, it'll be medium, soft, medium, but we'll have to wait and see what everyone does. I reckon it'll probably be more of a medium soft, but we'll see how that goes with the medium runners. And probably for some runners, probably soft, medium. And now Pixar's already built that gap now to 1.3 seconds, so he's already out of DRS range from Delano. Lost him a little bit there at the first corner, but he's doing okay at the moment. Right now it's in front of him, from those two to Baseman, Captain Finney, Mesmax, Angelique Muller, Gansami, Starburst, Krogalistic, and Scorpa complete your top 10 at the very moment. But Dylan will be under threat of Baseman with DRS. Trying to get to him, he's just not quite close enough. It is a very hard area to overtake, I would say, too, around that particular chicane, just because it's a very tight chicane, especially if you're trying to go for a move around the outside. Baseman goes a little bit too deep there. It gets a little bit squirrely on the exit of the hairpin. Still right on board, but he's using up a lot of his energy. Same with Dylan. If Baseman can make a move down the Wall of Champions. Oh, he thought about it for a brief moment, but just stayed back. Played it smart. Played it pretty smart. Well, Baseman right on board, and Angelique Merkel is going on the inside of Captain Infinity. He gets the move done to McLaren. Now moves up into 5th. Baseman already a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. Captain Infinity, the same thing, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And that's after 4 laps. And we still got only 32 to go. That McLaren right now is trying to bring the threat to that racing point. Going towards the hairpin now. Baseman still attacking that AlphaTauri ahead of him. They used up a lot of their ERS as well, but here comes Baseman with the DRS threat. He will get DRS in the next detection zone. He gets the inside line to the chicane. He gets the move done. Dylan gets a 3-second penalty there for multiple warnings as well. Next to his name after cutting the Wall of Champions chicane. This foul has also allowed Pixters to pull away a little bit though as well. Just build that gap now to nearly 3 seconds. Now it's at 3 seconds. Angelique Muller, meanwhile, is also ahead as the front runner right now for the medium tire, so he's doing okay at the very moment. Got Madison Max right behind them, right behind them as well. Right now, the top, obviously these guys from 4 to 7 are in different strategies compared to the guys in the top 3 who are on the softs, and there you can see Angelique Muller starting to creep up a little bit on the soft runners. I think now is the point where the softs are starting to slowly die, and then the medium tire are starting to come into a little bit more of an effect. Not quite close enough to make it move just quite yet. I mean, Canada, I know, is a pretty tricky area to at least overtake. It's not the most spacious short track, I would say, in the entire calendar, but... Oh! That's a bit of a squirrely move there from Angelique. Got a little bit too antsy there, the exit of the turn 4. Bring the DRS threat to the AlphaTauri, just not quite close enough. Gap right now to Baseman and Pixter in 4.1 seconds. So he is definitely pulled away. Pit window for the soft runner should come very shortly, I would assume. Not quite close enough. Looks like Baseman's going to dive into the pit lane, so he'll be the first of the soft runners to go into the pits. And Angelique Muller's got ahead of Dylan for second place with DRS, so he's up into second now. And like I said, I think those softs are starting to slowly die as Angelique Muller picks himself up now, another penalty. Or picks himself a penalty, not another one, sorry. Multiple warnings. Captain Infinity picks up now another penalty there for multiple warnings. That's 6 seconds added to his name. Menace Max will be bringing the pressure now to Dylan. But Dylan will have to go to the pits, I would assume, to respond to the undercut that Baseman's going to try to perform on him. And right now, Menace is trying to see if he can be more of his rear gunner. Got DRS on the AlphaTauri, so the one racing point he'll be under threat with is now going to be overtaking him, so he'll get him. Oh my goodness! Oh, that was... I'm so glad that those two didn't collide into the braking zone. That was a bit scary. And here comes Baseman coming down the straight now. And Dylan has fitted on the mediums. There is Baseman. There he is. He's just starting to cross the finish line. Remember, you can't cut the turn 1 in the pit lane. And I think Baseman's got ahead. Yeah, he has. So the undercut has worked for Baseman to get ahead of Dylan. Just waited a little bit too long, I say, just to put on those mediums, but now we'll have to wait and see what happens with Pixters, because he's yet to pit as well. Gunnar, a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. Baseman gets ahead of Shatters in 14th place. He's got a little bit of clear air to deal with. There goes Pixters into the pits. So he'll probably put on the medium as well. So that means now Angelique Muller takes the lead in the race. Yansali picks himself a penalty there. Starburst picks himself a penalty there as well. So now the medium runners are now into the top of the table. But Starburst still running along with those soft tires. So let's see, where does Pictures come out? He comes out way ahead of just ahead of his teammate, but also way ahead of Baseman. So he had a very strong pace on those soft tires compared to the guys behind him. So his pace is showing to be very, very strong here, for sure. As Jay Bradfield gets ahead of Starburst, up into 5th place he goes. Let's see, I'll go hit calls real quick. Mushroom thinks there's a one stop on Pictures. No, that is not even close. You can't do a one stop on medium, soft to mediums. That's not possible around Canada. Your tires will die. Anyways, here comes Starburst. Scorpio side by side. And Starburst decides to blink into the pits. Pictures will get by easily. Basement should as well, but where's Dylan? Yep, same story. Muted him with 5-second penalty for speeding the pits. And Starburst is going to the hard tires. Interesting. So he's going to go to the very end of the one stop. But I'm going to let you know something now, is that a soft to hard strategy does not work around Canada. Those hards are going to be an absolute nightmare around this track. I know this from experience, because I've seen other drivers do this before, and they struggle with pace on a one-stop strategy around this track. Captain Infinity under the attack of the McLaren. Max attacking another McLaren right ahead of him. Young Tommy right now in 3rd place, still hanging in there in the top 3. Let's see, Pictures right now is in 7th, and he's also set a fastest lap of the race, 1:11.7. Yeah, this man's got good pace for sure. He's definitely a one to watch, I would say. How much clear? He doesn't really have much clear air. He's trying to get by Scorpa, but he will get the DRS to help him out to get by. As long as he doesn't stay behind him, he does. He might be in trouble. Jay Bradfield gets ahead of Captain Infinity for 4th place. And meanwhile, they are approaching the lap car of YouTube Haywire. He's not even in the session. He left after wrecking out on lap 1. Just saving the ERS. They're not quite close enough to make any sort of move. And there's the pit window for the medium runners. On the hards? No. You don't want to do a 2-stop on the hard tire. Well, I say they're going to go to the mediums again, or they'll go to a soft tire. But I say for the medium runners, go medium soft. Save your softs until the very end. I think majority of them did save this soft tire. I don't remember seeing them ever do like a sandbag lap on soft tire, so they should have some sets that are fresh. Out of the 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Pictures gets ahead of Captain Infinity for 5th place. But right now that man is on a charge at the very moment. Now he's got Jay Bradfield as his next target. DRS threat now for the Racing Point. There should be a point now. One of them dives into the pits at some point. No, not yet. There goes one of them. Young Tommy goes in. So he's blinking first out of those medium runners. Get an undercut on Muller and Menace Max. Pictures should get ahead easily of that Racing Point. Pictures moves up to 4th. There's the precious guy on the medium tire. Baseman a little bit far behind. And that's interesting calls here. So actually some of them going to the hards as well. Starburst on the hards, as I mentioned. Young Tommy is also on the hards. Same with Captain Vinny and Gooner. So they're gonna think that. So they think they can carry these tires to the very end. I don't know what it'll be if you're on the mediums, but I know if you're on the soft, it's going to be a really tricky customer. Dylan gets a 3-second penalty there, added to his name. Gooner, same thing, 3-second time penalty there. Well, Max and actually Muller bowing out, and there goes Max into the pits. And out of time to see what he'll go on to. See if he follows what I say and goes to the mediums. And I blue screen, love that. Nope, he does not. He goes to the hards. Oh my, great. Now my PlayStation's just blue screening. I'm having a lot of technical difficulties today. Right, so we've got 5 drivers that are on 1-stops. Very interesting. One of them is on older hard with Starburst. So now Pixters has moved up to 2nd place. He's currently the provisional P1 at the moment because Angelique Muller has yet to pit. He's still going on those medium tires. There should be a point now where he actually goes into the pits and see if he can respond. No, he stays out. Interesting. I'm guessing he's praying for a safety car to happen. Raphael, a 5-second penalty for speed in the pits. What does he fit on? He is fitting on the medium, so he's listening to what I'm saying here. Going onto the medium tire. So he's opting for a 2-stop strategy going medium, soft. Captain Fitty, another penalty added to his name. So the front runners are in first, second, and third. At one point now, second, third, and fourth. Maniac right behind in 5th. Still has yet to pit. Max right behind on hard tire, going for a 1-stop. Well, we'll see if these strategies work. I'd be interested to see if they actually pull it off. Remember, they don't need to make another pit stop. They can go to the very end on those hards. They will make it to the end, but I think they're going to be a bit of a handful once they reach their limits. Actually, bro, it's a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. And he's going in, so we'll see what strategy he pulls off. So he's opting at 1-stop as well, so he's going on the hard tire. Interesting. Max a 3-second penalty there for multiple warnings. He should be able to come out ahead of his teammate, which he does. Oh, never mind. He also comes out ahead of Menace Max. So he jumps ahead of Menace Max. I think that was an undercut working for him. So now we're pretty much back to almost what it was earlier in the race for the top 3, with Pixters in first with a 5-second margin. And Dylan right behind Baseman with 3.5 seconds behind. Maniac is still going though on those mediums, so he's definitely trying. I think he's just opting for a safety car. That's what he's doing. A safety car is not out of the question, I would say, especially after what we had last week. I'm surprised we haven't gone to a VSC or a safety car at this point. And there goes into the pits. Angelique Muller gets a penalty there for multiple warnings. Not surprising there after he cut the corner. Mania benefits on the hard tire. So it's very interesting to see that a lot of these drivers are going one stops on alternative strategies. So right now, out of the leading runners on the hards, he is Angelique Muller. Let me see the gap between him and the leader. So the gap between him and the leader is 15 seconds. You can lose about nearly 20 seconds in the pit lane in Montreal, but it is about 80 kilometers an hour when you go down the pit lane. So maybe it's like, maybe it's close to that, I would say, but we'll have to wait and see. Picks up his first penalty of the race, a 3-second time penalty. Baseman follows that up with a 3-second penalty. Look at the penalty situation, what's done here. Done with this little battle we've got here. Max on the attack on Angelique Miller in this battle for 4th place. It's also gotten cloudy, I've noticed. Rain could be in the question here, but we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, AOR Vincent's gun has Captain Infinity. Captain Infinity's gone with this. Did he suffer some damage? Yes, he did. And he has to serve a 5-second penalty for good measure as well. He must have suffered some damage or something somewhere, but I don't know entirely what happened. But that is unfortunately the end of his race unless the safety car comes out. Let's see here. Oh, that's super close. SMAX has a lot of ERS deployed, but same with Angelique Muller. SMAX has DRS to help him out. There's Jay Bradfield right behind the other McLaren as well. So that racing point is in a bit of a McLaren sandwich. Oh, that was super close. And time here between this battle for 4th place between these three. The racing point in the middle of that sandwich there of McLaren's. Remember, Jay Bradfield is on a different strategy compared to his teammate, so he has to make another stop because he's using the same compound that he used earlier. Obviously, the next area he'll go to is on the softs. And DRS, not quite close enough. He's used up a lot of his ERS compared to the guys in front of him. Oh, we got yellow. Oh, that is a Haas. That is Bearded Dave. That is spun around at the exit of turn 7 at the second DRS, at the first DRS zone. So he's lost a little bit of his front wing, so he's going to have to come into the pits. Dealing a 3-second penalty. Angelique, oh, these two are getting a little bit of a scramble here. Those two went side by side through the World Championship game. That opened the door for Jay Bradfield. Now the McLarens are now 4 and 5 because of that. So now what do you do here? Obviously Jay Bradfield is reserve. But does he want to get ahead of his teammates? He is on a different strategy. If his teamwork that comes into play, he can let him by, gain as much time as he possibly can. But I don't think he's gonna budge. And remember, Mullet can go to the very end on those hards. He doesn't need to make another stop. Bradfield is getting much closer to his teammate, and will have the DRS to help him out. And I think he should have green by easily. There you go. So the McLarens now swap places for 4th place. So that's allowed now Jay Bradfield to get some clear air to at least hopefully to catch up to the top 3. He is on fresher set of medium, so that's another advantage he's got. I would assume that these guys here are going to have to pit very soon. And might either slap on the mediums or go longer and go for the softs. If you go for the softs, the pit window should be around lap 25 to 27. Captain offended a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. Fixers now comes to the pits. He's put on another set of mediums. They'll put him now behind the behind one of the McLarens, I think. Yeah, if he gets behind Jake Bradfield. So now he can go to the very end on those new set of mediums. I don't know if those are the ones they used during qualifying, but he should be alright. I think he did only one lap on them if he did. Shatters a 3-second time for multiple warnings. Fixtures right behind Jake Bradfield for third place. Fixtures seems to have the pace. He's got a lot of it, it seems like. He had pole earlier at the qualifying session. It's definitely looking like he could win this race unless something dramatic happens. DRS up for the Haas. Getting on the McLaren, he should be clear around the outside. He's got the move done. So he's up now into third place, just before the World Championship game. And now all he needs to target is Dylan in the AlphaTauri. 4/10 of a second, now 3/10 separate between the top. Between second and third. See what happens here, though. Turn 6 and 7, DRS open will be effective now for the Haas. Just getting the move done easily. Dylan didn't put much of a fight. He knows that he couldn't put much of a fight either way because Fixer's a whole nother level, it seems like. Jay Bradfield going on the inside of Dylan. Oh, little bit of contact. Gets the move done ahead of the AlphaTauri. I think now is the point where Dylan has to respond. Bateman hasn't pitted yet, so he's still going. I think he's just waiting for the sauce. Dylan's now responding. He's going to the pits. This might be an attempt to get Baseman and he's onto the soft tire, so he's gonna try to gamble a little bit here. He's gonna try to play cat and mouse game for the way it looks. He might do that to Fixtures as well, because he's on the mediums. Where does he come out, though? He came out in between the Red Bulls, but he's got clear air to deal with, so he's doing okay with that. Those tires will have a bit of a question mark. And it's like I said, 10 laps is probably the best you could do on those soft tires before they start to fall off a cliff. He won't be in punching territory, but how long will he keep him up before they get not so competitive? Oh yeah, speaking of which, I want to see the penalty situation. Baseman at 6 seconds, Fixtures 3, Jay Bradfield 5, but oh yeah, so he has to serve that once he gets back into the pits. Yeah, Tommy, I say, gets up, as I mentioned, reading out the penalties, gets up 9 seconds with the penalties now. Hedgley Merler has 11, Mesmax is 3, Product Ballistic and Starburst are tied with also Captain Infinity, who have the most penalties with 12. So there's your penalty situation. Almost the entire grid has penalties apart from Swanshanks and YouTube Haywire, but by the way, also not in the race. Because he DC'd after lap 1. Yeah, like I said, I don't think that one-stop strategy doesn't work. Especially the fact that they didn't have much pace to Pixters. Pixters is now going to pull away. He's closing that gap now to Baseman. And now Baseman decides to go into the pits. So we'll see what Dylan is. Dylan is at the casino straight. Pixters now goes 1/10 quicker than what he did on his first fastest lap. He's up by 6.3 seconds. There's Dylan. Where is Bateman? Where is he coming out? Dylan also now staying the fastest lap of the race. Dylan just gets behind Bateman, but he's closed that gap even more. Now he's also on the soft tire as well, so he's going to play a little bit of a cat and mouse game. He's on a fresher set of softs, so if he can keep up to the pass, if he can catch up to him, we could see a whole different story here in the end of the race. He has to get by Product Ballistic first, he will have DRS against. Got all the battery that he can use to his advantage. Dylan does not have DRS, so he is definitely out of the question at the moment. Bateman gets ahead of him as well under DRS threats. Next target is young Tommy on the hard tire. 4.5 seconds is the gap. Textures picks himself another penalty there. Penalty situation is this now. 14 seconds for Muller, 6 for Pixters. And the gap between the leaders and the closest soft runner is 15 seconds. Baseman, if he wants to catch up to Pixters, has to gain maybe about 1.5, maybe 2 seconds a lap. He has to do that against Pixters. Keep an eye on the lap board. And meanwhile, Product Ballistic hit for softs is on the back of Starburst. Should be able to get him on him easily. Oh, well, that's also another reason why there too. He's also got damage. Let's see here. Starburst gets a penalty there now. Let's see what happens here. Score right on the back of the Red Bull. So Pictures at 11.7 there. What does Baseman do as his lap? He does a 1:11.3, so he's 4/10 quicker than Pixter on that lap. He has to gain a little bit more time though if he wants to get closer. Dave Raptor follows that up with 11.3. So he has now the fastest lap of the race and can get the extra points since he's within the top 10. Meanwhile up front, Max trying to get the pressure on Angelique Muller for second place. Again, saw we have 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. There's Bateman. He's also purple in the second sector, so he's pushing. He's really pushing hard, by the way it looks. Let's see what Pixter's next lap will be. Does a 1:12.7. Oh, that was Bateman's lap. He's getting closer now to the Renault. Across the line as well with a 1:11.1, so he's gained about over 1.5 seconds on that lap, so he's definitely trying to close. gap right now is 13.2 seconds. It's still a long race, but doesn't mean he's not totally out of this. And Tommy under pressure from the racing points. He won't be able to defend too much longer. He's on those soft tires. I think he'll get it done easy before the braking zone, so he's ahead into 4th place. Next target is his teammate. Just 1.6 seconds up the road. Points leader trying to get on a charge at the very moment. Gap is closing more at 1.1 seconds. Now it's going to be under a second, but he's not going to have DRS, unfortunately, because he wasn't in the detection zone to get under threat. He is pushing hard. 11.5 is the next lap. I don't know what fixtures was. I'm guessing it was probably somewhere in the 12s. Let's take a look at the interval real quick. He's gained another 2 seconds, so he's gained 2 seconds a lap. Norris might come into play here though now. The racing points are well close to each other. Baseman goes to the left, right side, lets his teammate by, so there you go. There's the team orders there. It's only a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Next target is Angelique Muller. 6 more laps to go into this Canadian Grand Prix. That's what Boogie Pelly's situation looks like. Just 6 seconds also between 1st and 3rd. Now it's 10.2, so he's gained now 1.5 seconds that lap. Or nearly 1 second. Actually 1 second, not 1.5 seconds. I take that back. Back of him. Oh, goes a little bit too deep on the brakes. If he will get DRS, he does. Oh, but Angelique's going to put up a fight. He is not letting up. He's going to try going the inside. No, he closes the door. Well, that was not a very opportunistic move there from the Racing Point. I will say that. He's going to have to try again. Just not quite close enough. This is not good for Baseman, because this means that he has to deal with this McLaren that's just not going to let up. He also has 14 seconds with the penalty, so he definitely is going to lose some positions no matter what happens at the end of this race. Fixers is absolutely just killing this race. 10.3 seconds. His pace has been absolutely perfection so far. Oh! I don't know if it was if he broke or what the case was, but Muller definitely stopped at that part of the corner. Very interesting to see. Yeah, like I said, Welsh Maldonado, definitely, oh my goodness. Yeah, so with this battle that's going on, it's definitely bringing more of these guys into the picture as well. You would think Baseman would just at least get by it, but no, Muller should put up a fight. He just can't find anywhere to pass him. He keeps, yeah, I was also going to say too, he keeps parking his car in certain corners as well. Okay, now he's going for it into turn 1. He still can't get the move done. And that's also going to open the door to his teammate. Possibly, oh, it's a dummy. Oh, he went completely sideways there. He's lost out some time. Yeah, Baseman has got to be absolutely furious right now with him just being stuck behind this McLaren. He just can't find anywhere to pass him. But meanwhile, up front, it's definitely been a great drive for this Haas driver. He's doing a fantastic job. I think those softs are definitely starting to die a little bit as well. Now let's see what goes on here. What will happen here? DRS for Baseman. Getting close to McLaren. He goes to defend the outside. Goes to the inside. He's definitely going to... Oh, he made contact again! And he's lost his front wing! Oh, no! That was a little bit dirty, if I'm honest. Did not leave him much space. And, oh, we got a Haas around. That's Bearded Dave. He didn't leave him any space. They were lights alongside each other. He just closed the door like if he didn't exist. Actually, no, he didn't get down. I'm surprised. He just lost 2 positions. So I thought I saw a bit of front wing come off. I guess I was wrong. Well, that's definitely lost all of his work there. But yeah, look at the penalty situation though. Like I said, he's going to lose a ton of positions. So will young Tommy. So that's your situation right there. Provisionally, it will be the Racing Points finishing 2nd and 3rd. Young Tommy gets himself another penalty, so that's definitely not going to help his case. Jay Bradfield will finish somewhere 5th. Oh, here comes the Racing Point in the ran up side by side. I think he's got the move done. That's the wrong Racing Point game. He's got the move done, so now the Racing Point is 3 and 4. All of that hard work that Baseman put just to try to get by that from McLaren, just could not pull it off. But we're gonna have to go back to the front in just a moment once Pixar's crosses the line. Still having a spicy battle right now for 2nd place. So that will all change because of penalties. Depending on where everyone comes out. It is looking to be a 2-3 finish for Racing Point. But back up front, the man that's been pretty much dominant, qualified on pole, and pretty much was in full control of this race, Pixters, on his debut, will cross the line and win the Canadian Grand Prix for his debut, but the battle's still going on for 2nd place. Looks like Muller will cross the line in 2nd, but that ain't gonna matter as the Racing Points will overtake it. Actually, Menace Max gets him before the line. And Baseman actually finishes in 4th due to penalties. So Jay Bradfield, who started from last, finishes on the podium. Dillon will come home in 5th place. Muller will come home in 6th. Young Tommy in 7th. Relegates himself way far down the field due to penalties. Scorpio will come home in 8th. Chronicalistic in 9th place. Or Maniac in 9th place. Chronicalistic in 10th place. Starburst in 11th. Captain Infinity in 12th. Shatters will come home in 13th. ALR Vintage will come home in 14th place. Make that Shatters in 13th due to penalties. Make that Vintage in 12th due to penalties. Driver of the day has got to go to Jay Bradfield for sure. Yep, there you go. From last to the podium, gaining 17 positions. Actually, no, I take that back. 15 positions because there were 18 cars in the grid. My bad. But good drive, though, from him. But this is the man that dominated the entire race. Pixters to win the Canadian Grand Prix. Had pole, pretty much was in full control from start to finish. Didn't get caught up in any sort of incident, so a well-done drive by the Haas driver to get his very first win on his debut. So, very good win for him, and congratulations to him. And there's your results there. So, from the way it looks, Baseman still keeps his points lead for the time being. The Pixers wins the race. Menace Max in second. Jay Bradfield in third. Baseman also did collect the fastest lap of the race. Dylan will finish in fifth. Angelique Muller goes in sixth place. Young Tommy in seventh. Scorpion in eighth. Maniac in ninth. Parkalistic in 10th. Starburst in 11th. Vintage in 12th. Shatters in 13th. Captain Infinity in 14th. Gunnar in 15th. Swanshank in 16th. Peter David 17th. And YouTube Haywire rounds off the rest of your grid. Well, compared to last week, this one was a lot better in terms of having no VFCs, no safety cars, none of that. Much cleaner racing throughout, but still had a lot of penalties. Something I wasn't totally surprised about. But there you go. And that will probably also conclude this stream as well. If you liked it, definitely give this stream a like. Make sure to subscribe to Weekend Night Racing as well. Coming up very soon, though, will be the Championship League as well for the Canadian Grand Prix in moments' time. And then tomorrow, right around this time at 7:30, will be the Premier League, of course, in Montreal as well. Until then, I have been KD1997. I should be back maybe either... I think I should be back racing, though, for the Canadian Grand Prix. If there's a spot available for the reserves for that. But until then, take care and good night.